Guns down. I'm gonna fuck you up. Gonna call it smackdown. If you don't want the smoke, then you was a fucking clown. I'ma pull up, take your bitch, knock her the fuck down. Gang shit, we about this. Taking over cities and places. Call us ISIS.
Listen, bruv. In it. NFL player Kyle Long. Who the fuck is that? I don't even know. Do all men think the same? Do all men? Are you a real man? Are you a boy? Alright,
always got all my skincare from my the females in my life.
I have a great salt scrub for you. You should get over here.
Well,
what defines a man?
On this episode of Spectrum, we wanted to
Shut the fuck up.
Sports are more masculine than the arts. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
what's happening?
It was natural.
Oh my God. Well, now I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm really
curious.
How am I disagreeing with the
Sports are more masculine than
professional NFL player on sports?
Because some of the most quote-unquote
he's the
manly
NFL
men
player?
in my life are
Manly men?
musicians, actors, people that I relied on as an image of masculinity. So to say that the arts are less masculine than sports, for me, doesn't make sense.
My mom's a cheerleading coach. I think cheerleading is a sport. I argue with her. I'll never let her know I think cheerleading is a sport because I think it's fun to argue with her. But there's a certain amount of masculinity, to do all those, right, to do the backflips and to push the girls up in the air. So I feel like there is more masculinity that's ascribed to just sports than there is to more of the arts. That's why I somewhat agree.
If you put blood, sweat, and tears into something, that's kind of what creates your character. Losing, getting knocked down, getting back up. I mean, learning those kind of principles at such a young age, I think that's kind of what helps create a sense of strength that kind of helps carry you into a certain sense of masculinity and manhood as you get older.
So I'm an actor. One of my recent roles was Donkey in Shrek the Musical. There was blood, there was god-awful sweat because the costume.
And then the crying.
Yeah, there was crying. There was crying.
Talking about the physical aspect, and
You see, bro, that reminds me of a story too, bro. See, I got so many stories, guys. You know what I mean? So this is back in 5th grade, bro. I remember you had to pick somebody to dress up as Dr. Martin Luther King. All right, Dr. Martin Luther King. That's my guy. All right, that's my main man. That's my fresh squeeze. Every single time I had to do a book report or something, Dr. Martin Luther King was my go-to guy. I always picked Dr. Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? I always. So I had to dress up as him. So everybody had to dress up as somebody from that time or whatever like that. You know, I came to school. You know, my Mom Dukes got me, a suit and tie. You feel me? I was on point. I was on point that day. And then shout out to mom. Shout out to mom, man. Shout out to mom. I ain't gonna lie. She always made sure I was right. Feel me? So I had a suit and tie on. You feel me? And then we had a button on our shirt or whatever. And then there would be these just cause, and then the kindergartners and the pre-K first graders, they would come up, right? And they would click the button on you, and then you gotta say, I had to say I am Dr. Martin Luther King, and I did whatever the F I did. And then I remember, bro, we was standing, bro, I was standing next to my friend, bro, at the time, bro. This nigga was funny as fuck, bro. This nigga was funny as shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably the top 3 funny, cause we spoke in high school too and shit. I don't even speak to that nigga no more, you feel me? But that nigga don't even got social media. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna find his ass. But I remember we was standing next to each other, bro, and we just had each other laughing that whole time. And then he looked at me, and then he was like, "Yo, Jordan." I said, "Yo, what's up?" He was just like, "Yo, man, are your balls sweating?" And then I started dying, bro, when he said that. I ain't gonna lie, my balls was sweating, my nigga. His was too, nigga. We was hot as shit. We went to the teacher, was like, "Yo, can we take a break?" You feel me? Then we took a break and shit, and then all of that. All right, man.
I agree that there's physical in arts and in sports, but then there's that mental aspect. You talked about failure, getting back up. Even before you got that donkey role, how many people had to get the audition for that role?
Definitely the arts can be right up with sports.
Sports are an art too. So.
There you go. One of the major things that has impacted me would be my father and how he viewed like film industry, theater, because it was something that was able to connect to the human experience, and it was more personal and more emotional.
Locker room talk is part of being a man. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't know. This shit is. I don't know.
I'll start it off because I spent a lot of time in
Pro
locker room.
football player.
You know, this phrase, locker room talk, has taken on a life of itself. Obviously, in the past years, it's been a hot button issue. And it has changed
ass is like he
since
could be
I
a
was
wrestler.
6-year-old and I said my first swear word. And my mom and dad said, Kyle, that's locker room talk.
But I also think about locker room talk as like sexual in nature too. Someone is gonna say it to you. Someone's gonna initiate your locker room talk.
I mean, I think growing up, playing sports and all that, I think it has found its own way with this new locker room talk as of 2016. And I think that's kind of switched to this weird sexual harassment.
I think by the nature of the question, though, them asking us this, it is the people that are crossing that line that we're talking about. Is that part of it? Belittling women, not even if you're belittling women, but you're objectifying them. You're being cruel, but you're like, come on, I'm just joking around. It's a locker room. No, man, that's not what makes you a man. That's not something that should be part of that.
I think men's main role in this situation is stepping forward, setting boundaries, and still having fun within the framework of those boundaries and respecting one another.
As a black man, I looked at it as like barbershop talk, more so. And I just feel like it's just being a safe space for men to be able to get those ideas out. So like if it's something that's like you find extremely offensive and in the confines of that safe space, I could say it, you could say, hey, this is why I think it's offensive. And I could say, oh, I never thought about it like that without having to take that out into the world. Realistically, out in the world, I don't think men have the opportunity to express feelings and things like that like they can in the locker room. Like I'm sure there's locker rooms where you've cried, where you were able to have other men confront you and say, okay, so it's okay to cry in this situation.
The same guys who make fun of you are the same guys who
Yeah, same way, yeah.
And that's
so it's that safe space.
There are a lot of men out there that can operate rationally.
That's a fact.
Not everything is like about sex with us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a Christian. My father's a pastor. To me, being a man is about taking responsibility and accountability.
Men should be the head of the household. 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, it all depends on if they the fucking breadwinner or not. I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? That plays a factor. You know what I mean?
My grandpa was a colonel in the Vietnam War fighting for the country of Laos. And if anyone needed a tank, they would talk to him. Anyone needed anything, he was the head logistics commander. And then my dad, he was like the head of a gang. So he kind of demanded respect and became the head of everything. And in turn, both of them were heads of our household. I feel like I have to be able to be the head of the household and have people rely on me when needed.
I just feel like when it comes time for deference, most of the time women prefer to defer to men leadership. And my dad was a primary breadwinner, and then my dad got laid off. Automatically, my mom became the breadwinner. And they just switched those roles, but like when it came time for decisions and stuff like that, she still deferred to him most of the time. And it's like we didn't miss a beat as a family. And I feel like that's what she wanted. I feel like that's what most women want from their men. It's better for the men to be in that position. I don't feel like a woman can't be in that position.
Yeah, I'm going to build on what you're talking about, CJ, because I feel like each one of us has a unique set of circumstances. And in your case, your dad was really smart in terms of his, decisions. That's why your mom probably relied on him for that stuff. And that's not to take anything away from her. But I'm over here on the disagree side because the question was, should a man be the head of the household? Verbatim, correct?
Yep.
Now, my response to that is no, there is no rules for who's the head of the household.
What I'm making.
So I disagree with the comment. I think men can be, but it's 2020. And if I were to tell you that I'm the head of my household, I'd be lying to you.
I think there's a leader within each one of us. I don't think it has to do with whether you're a man or a woman. I know in my household, there are times that my wife leads, there's times I lead. We talk about leading up, leading down. We even let our daughter lead sometimes.
My role as a man and a father in my daughter's life is to be the example and to be just supportive and accepting and loving. And I want her to see by example that I'm always striving to be the best human being I can be.
What a man. So manly.
That's really what my role is. And
man!
She's the greatest joy in my life.
I have discussed skincare with other men. 3, 2.
Yeah, that guy in the back, yeah, that probably is a real man. He got the dad bod going on and everything, man.
1, go.
Skincare routine. I got a skincare routine.
I have a great salt scrub for you. You should get over here.
Well, I just always got all my skincare opinions from the females in my life. I don't know. I just didn't want to feel like I was any less of a man, so I didn't want to talk to other men.
Yeah, you're less of a man.
As we all get older, our skin starts to look like that bag that's been left out in the sun too long, and that's why skincare recently has become a thing for me.
I've talked about it a bunch with guys. That's how I find out about.
I've never talked about. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
Beard oil. It wasn't my wife that said you need it. It was my buddy with a beard that said, "Hey, beard oil's awesome." I can think of a couple of friends that we.
I'm not a
talked about
manly
pretty
man,
regularly.
you know.
One of the guys was concerned about skin cancer.
For me,
and if he wasn't talking to the
I'm
guys
a young
about
guy,
it, like, "Hey,
you know?
what do you do?"
Just living life, you know.
He might not have felt comfortable.
I got my whole future ahead of me, you know what I
So
mean?
we just
I'm just
crack that open. We just talk about this stuff.
I'm not.
What you talk to
Nope.
NFL
I'm
player
not.
about?
Nope.
You know, just skincare.
I'll be the first to do this, but yeah.
Damn it,
I strongly agree. I think it's important to take pride in yourself and have self-discipline. It all falls under discipline for me.
I'd actually branch off that too, because I view it as loving yourself. It doesn't have to be you take 4 hours to be able to make yourself look good and presentable, to be able to walk out the door. It'll provide confidence for you to be able to do whatever you want in the world.
I feel like this is one of those conversations that happens during locker room talks, and it may not be, like, I'm sure some of the people are going to be surprised, like, oh, all these guys talk about skincare. But, like, those are the conversations that you have in those locker room talk situations.
Yeah, I think it's important you talk to guys about skincare. I mean, we live in Chicago. I mean, I'm a serious white boy. I think it's important to, when you're dealing with elements.
This Asian, he feel like shit for being on the other side. He's like, oh shit, damn, I fucked up. I don't think they look at me as a man.
It's cold. It's freaking rough. I mean, we're in construction. It's a lot of nasty stuff out there. So yeah. I'm fourth generation bricklayers and alley craft workers unions. My dad, my grandpa, my great grandpa were all union representatives, and it's everything my family stands for, believes in, and is still fighting for. I think for me, being a man is, you know, standing up for people, standing up for what you believe in.
What a man, so manly.
I meet my father's expectations for what it means to be a man.
Ooh. Ooh. Yes and no. Yes and no. I'll say that. Yes and no.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm gonna sulk myself over here now, guys. Never made it. This is a high bar. I am constantly still striving, but my father has different standards than me, and I'm proud of who I am, but there's a small part of me that's just like, I wish I could hit that bar. But it's also part of me that's like, there are some parts of that bar that I'm not gonna touch.
Oh yeah. His dad set the bar way too high. Like his dad didn't even set the bar. He is the bar. You know what I mean? Like, there's only certain people that know where I got that from. But yeah, his dad definitely set the bar all the way up there. So I feel him on that.
Expectations, as we all know, within the family can be very tough. And I know you've alluded to this a few times today. And
I don't give a fuck though. You see, that's the thing right there. I don't give a fuck, bro. Bro, like family, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like they don't care about me doing this YouTube shit. Like they just think this is stupid. Like why is he like? They're not saying it, but they thinking it. You feel me? Like why does he do that? I feel like, bro, if you want to make it far in life, I feel like you just cannot give a fuck. Like you just straight up just don't give no fucks. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck what they think that's cool for them. I'm gonna do me, bro, and I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do me, bro. But for me, there was something else I was gonna say, but I really forgot.
For you, I really do. Like in my heart, I just want to give you a huge hug because I have a dad who has whether he knows he's putting them on me or not, there's unrealistic expectations. The name on the back of my jersey, we share. The number I chose to wear was the same that he wore. Profession, the same. I will never be my dad because he was a world beater in his field. But I also, in the journey striving for his acceptance, I found myself proud of who I am. And that is being a man.
Yeah.
And being your own man. And like I really hope we can find you. If we have this conversation again, I really hope that we can have you at least on the somewhat, because I struggle with that too, and it's a real thing.
I can't think of any time in my life when my dad has ever said he's been disappointed in me. It's been nothing but encouragement. He asks for my help on things now. So like he's always telling other people how proud of me. He's like, yeah, I ran to your dad. He was telling me everything about you. So, and I know like it's like a lot of people like don't even have their fathers in their life. So like I appreciate it that much more.
I love that you guys all have that, talking about what negative consequences we have as men for holding it in and for not being able to.
Yeah, telling your kid or whatever that you're disappointed in them and shit, I ain't gonna lie, that's not cool, you feel me? I'm not even gonna say which, but I've definitely had family members tell me that they're disappointed in me. I've definitely have, you know what I'm saying? And it definitely took a big hit on me. But like I said, now you just have to just not give a fuck. Like, just to be honest, like you just have to not give a fuck, bro.
Voice our emotions. I think that my dad passed away because he took his own life because he didn't express emotion. It wasn't in his definition of being a man. And so because of that, he bottled everything up to the point where I didn't know what was going on, and I was the closest individual to him. And at that point, it's just mentally and physically, emotionally not stable, and it destroys a person, no matter how manly of men. It'll destroy you from the inside. One of the few things I remember before he passed.
That's pride.
He said to me, I can't believe I'm such a tiger and I have a son and turns out to be a kitten. And they're just demoralizing words that my dad would say. And those things just stick with me. So I will never put myself across that line, but I'll always work to get to somewhat disagree so that I can feel that I got to as close as I can to his bar.
It's a shame, man, because you're standing here and you're saying your words and you're standing up to it.
You're a man, dude.
You're a man. You should be over here. Yeah, man, I see you as a tiger.
Yeah. Don't let that. You can use my dad if you want.
I am the son of the oldest child and the only son of the oldest child, so that kind of just makes a lineage that I have to follow, and that person disappearing drops weight on my shoulders. All eyes are on me now. I take the center stage, and that made me feel like I have to be a man. I never really had the chance to be vocal about my dad. I felt safe enough to talk about it, and it was one of the first times that all these emotions that I've bottled up have finally come to light.
I would tackle Kyle Long for $1 million. 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
Come and get it, boys.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, okay.
Come here. Thank you, guys. Get in here, guys. Come here. Come on. We're forcing the group on. Come on. Go work.
I'm proud to be a man because of who we are right now, evolving our thinking, of becoming more sensitive to others.
My experience today was one in which I gained a lot of understanding and respect for specifically the men that were in here. We talked about tough topics. We were honest. We weren't afraid to call each other out. And I think respect was the overlying theme. For me, being a man is about knowing who I am, treating others well, and trying to follow those things every day. Being able to talk skincare is something that's important. It's important to take pride in yourself. I feel like a man knows who he is and is able to make others feel good about who they are.
Bravo. What a man. What a man. Man, it's parfum. Alright.
If you ain't with me, just step. I'm on the run. Nigga ain't talking about track. Just like that. Carry the squad on my back. These niggas is capping the line. Niggas is capping the checks.